Trigger warning, today we are talking about fat people, obesity, eating disorders, and all weight related things. So if that triggers you, I don't blame you because I'm kind of triggered at the moment. So just skip past this video, much like I'm going to skip past the whale and I'm going to explain why. I do have a skinny vanilla latte today that is just sugar-free vanilla syrup with non-fat milk. Because I've been gaining weight. Okay. Hi, my name's Trish Paytas, and if you don't know, I have been a YouTuber, social media influencer before it was even a thing since literally 2007 when I was just 18 years old. I'm about to be 35 this year. And I am an overeater. I have binge eating disorder and I've been overweight my entire life. So if there's one thing that I feel very comfortable and confident to speak on, it's about being fat, fat phobic society that we live in, and all the cons that come with being fat. And let me tell you, it's all cons. There's nothing positive. So again, if that triggers you, I'm sorry. Also, I don't speak for all fat people. There are some people who just say that they're very happy and content being overweight. And honestly, like, more power to you if that's how you feel. I am not that person. In fact, I've never been comfortable with my weight. I've always wanted to be skinny, but I've never been skinny. Why? Because I lack willpower and I have an addiction to food and I have an eating disorder. So there's just a lot going on with me. And a lot of people will say that's an excuse, like you can control your food, like you can lose weight if you just want, just be in a calorie deficit, just work out, just eat healthy, you know, like all this stuff. And yes, that makes sense to me as a fat person. But in case you haven't noticed, something doesn't click quite with me with that. So yeah, I don't speak for fat people. I'm just speaking as a person who's been fat my whole life and has been ridiculed for my weight my entire life, including when I was like 14 years old and I was actually just like 130 pounds, kind of a normal weight. I'm 5'3". My heaviest, I was 250 when I gave birth. Before I got pregnant, I was 226, which is probably my heaviest. And now I'm probably at my heaviest without being pregnant at 230 pounds at 5'3". So I am large and in charge. I've been labeled body positive by the internet over the years because as much as I'm not comfortable with my weight and I would love to be skinny, I also don't let it hinder me in the sense that I will show my arms now. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, you know, I'm going to wear what I want. Thank God for companies like Skims and Good American that make up to 5X. I wear 2X in most clothes and they fit really nice and comfortable and they make sexy clothes for all sizes. And I love that. I love size inclusivity. Absolutely. Because not all fat people just want to wear big old t-shirts. And I do a lot of times, but I just feel fatter wearing them. Let's get into what this video is about, which is the whale. So I'm a big movie fan, I'm a pop culture fan in general, and let me just preface this, I'm a big Brendan Fraser fan. I am a millennial, and Brendan Fraser was our millennial king with all the movies he did, The Mummy and Encino Man and George of the Jungle. Like he's iconic on so many levels, and very happy he won the Oscar. It's like not even about that really, you know what I mean? It's just more about the movie. Now, also I should preface this by saying I haven't seen the movie, so right away I'm sure a lot of people are gonna click. Like, your opinion doesn't matter, go watch the movie and then come back. But I really physically can't watch the movie because I've seen clips on TikTok. I've seen a lot of clips on TikTok since he's won the Oscar, and I am triggered beyond belief. And I'm pretty, like, strong. I don't get triggered that easy. I've been called fat. I've been called a whale, and 100% of the time, it's used in a derogatory way. Sometimes people are like, oh, whales are beautiful. It's not meant to be mean. No, it's meant to be mean. It's meant to bully. It's meant to hurt you. And it does. It does. Of course it does. No one likes to be called a whale. So right away, the title was triggering, the whale. I was like, okay, literally, again, no idea why it's called that. I'm going based solely off clips and solely off just kind of questions. And if you want to try and change my mind, please, by all means, because maybe I should watch this. But every comment I've seen on the TikToks is like, this is so sad. This movie's so sad. Like, okay, why are we doing this? The first thing that's triggering, obviously, besides the title is, I've seen it so far. All the clips I've seen have just taken place in an apartment. This overweight person who's immobile. Now, granted, I've never been to the level of obesity where I can't move. And I don't look down. I don't judge any of those people because how I even got to this weight at 230 pounds and I just gradually gain weight every year, like, it's kind of beyond me. Sometimes we don't know. We don't even see it. And sometimes we can't help it. We don't want to be this way. This is just how we are. So I don't judge it whatsoever. And in fact, I had, sorry, I'm going to get emotional. I had an uncle that passed away with complications with diabetes. He was getting his foot removed and passed away a couple days later. And he was my really close uncle, and I loved him so much. And he was so supportive of me. I just, on so many levels, I really loved him. I spent every holiday with him, Christmas, Thanksgiving as an adult. He was amazing and great, and he related to me so much, and I related to him so much. Not with just our weight, but just everything, feeling like the odd child out and whatever. Just, I loved him so much. So I've seen firsthand how being overweight can affect the quality of life for people. And both my mom and dad's sides had a lot of, we always had overweight people. My grandparents, my aunts and uncles, not all of them, but a lot. My parents have always kept their weight down. They've always been really good. My mom is extremely small. My dad is like 170 pounds. He always maintains that weight. But it's not because they haven't had issues with weight. They just found a way to manage it and walk a lot and do, exercise and find a healthy relationship with food. So I see the whale and I see his characters, just basically in an apartment. Immobile and just not able to walk, because the other scene I keep seeing is the one where his daughter is telling him to get up and walk towards her. And I was reading the comments because I was trying to figure out okay, what is this scene? And a lot of people are like, this is tough love, this is that, because it's triggering. Everyone's always yelling at him, everyone's always angry at him, and it's not because he's a person. They're saying, how did you get this way? How'd you get fat? You're disgusting, you're this. And that, I'm already triggered. Okay, that alone is so, and look, they're actors, I get it, okay, they're actors, it's a script, it's a movie, it's fiction, but the problem is it's not fiction, right? When someone yells at you, you're disgusting, you're this, you're that, and again, I don't know the context of this, right? But just watching this with a fictional character, with these actors that obviously don't mean these words and stuff like that, really just made me, it made me so upset. It made me feel myself disgusting. And I haven't felt that way in a really long time. And how can a movie make yourself feel disgusting? So that's why I raised the question, why? Why is this movie out? Is this teaching us a lesson? Is this teaching us to be less fat phobic? I saw another scene where she asks him why he got this way, why he gained so much weight, why he's fat. And he said, he lost someone really close to him. So he had a trauma, an eating disorder, presumably from trauma stemmed, which also is something that I believe my eating disorder has come from. Trauma in the past, that you use it to cope, and food is still a coping mechanism. And while I have a really good grasp on my mental health and I feel really good, I still use food as not just a coping mechanism for sadness. I also use it as a celebratory thing. Food has always been my comfort. So when I'm happy, I want to go to food. When I'm sad, I want to go to food. So I'm using food for this crutch, but also this celebratory thing. And I get in my own head. It's almost like I want to sabotage myself. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start making healthy choices today. I'm going to start eating a salad and stuff. And then I start getting into my own head about it. Is well, if I die tomorrow, what am I going to do? Just spend my life eating salads? This is the way I think, or something. Or well, I'm not as big as the whale, so I'm okay. Or I'm not as big as this person, so I'm okay. Or this is my job. I'm a body positive influencer. I can eat and be hot, and people are gonna love me. There's so many things that sabotage it, when in reality, I just want to be skinny. But people saying that you're disgusting, you're fat, when they okay, thank you for pointing that out. Oh my gosh, you're people constantly. And I get it. I show myself eating unhealthy food, right? But telling someone you're gonna die and all you do is eat and stuff. And because the thing is, I don't just eat bad every single day. I post the fun stuff when I eat. I really do try to find balance, but then I think, well, people think I'm a disgusting pig anyways, so I might as well just keep going with it. You know what I mean? Or it brings me joy, or I'm not going to let them win. I'm going to continue this. And it just is so and it's not just comments online. It's in real life too. And then I see it in movies like this, and it's Brendan Fraser wore a fat suit, which I already have issue with when actors wear a fat suit. I'm not saying I don't think he should gain all the weight to play this role. I think there's actors who could have played this role, but again, it goes back to the question, why was this movie even made? What was the point of it, right? They're saying it's tough love to yell at him like that and tell him to walk and come over, and then he starts to fall. He starts trying to get himself up, and he starts to fall. And I feel the only people that this affects is people who've had these issues, mobility issues, breathing issues. I've had these issues. And other people are just like, yeah, this is why you shouldn't be disgusting. This is why you shouldn't be fat. And it allows society to be more fat phobic and to say these things and like, well, that's what you gotta do. You gotta do tough love, like his family. It's like tough love doesn't work. Fat shaming doesn't work. Not only do we know we're fat, and like some of us, I'll just speak for myself, think we're disgusting. Like when you hear it, you're just like, what's the point? I'm so far gone. What's the point? And people tell me, oh, just get the gastric sleeve and all this stuff like that. And it's like, that's not an option that I want for myself. Like, I want to be able to make a healthy lifestyle change. And I feel like it's the one thing in my life I haven't been able to get a grasp on. If you watch me for some time, you know I've struggled with mental illness and eating and addiction of all types. Prescription drugs, illicit drugs, shopping, sex, food. I have a very addictive personality. You guys know this. You know, I watch a show and I obsess over it. I have to know about every single actor and character. Like, I have an addictive personality, which is like, thank God I don't like alcohol, because that would have just been a whole other thing to battle. So I'm just like watching this and I'm just thinking, why was this movie made? Who is this movie made for? What is it? What is the story it's telling? What is the lessons learned? And I'm not going to lie, like Brendan Fraser's speech has been very inspiring, but it's also like, you're portraying this character that you're not in their body, and not saying he doesn't have his own weight issues or struggles. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, I don't know. But it's like, why? And I'm just seeing it all on my TikTok, and I'm putting not interested, I'm not putting all this stuff in. I'm just like, why is this movie being made? Because they treat people with a food addiction, fat people, as the scum of society, because it's something that supposedly we can control, right? You can control your weight, you can control your eating. And it's like, we can't. That's the definition of this disease, of this addiction. And any other addict, you wouldn't scream at, you wouldn't shame them. You know, you would like, food is something, it's not like drugs where you don't eat, or alcohol where you can quit cold turkey. Like, you need to eat, because then it goes into this other thing where you don't eat, and that's where binge eating disorder comes in. Supposedly that's what he has in this movie. Again, I haven't seen that part of it, but I do have binge eating disorder, and it's really bad, and it's really messed up my body. I've gotten a grip on it. Pregnancy miraculously helped me eat 3 meals a day, and I actually like lost weight during pregnancy. I lost weight after I gave birth, and now I'm kind of back into like trying to figure out like the healthy eating patterns. But my body like literally wouldn't let me eat past being full. It was like such a great feeling. It was amazing. And but I was able to eat 3 meals a day, and that my mental health improved so much. I had energy. I didn't feel like, okay, I have to save all my calories for 1 meal and then binge. And that brings me to the other part of the whale that I've seen that's super, super triggering. And I think it was just so wrongly portrayed, is the part where he's like shoving pizza. He's putting a ton of rands and just like shoveling it as fast as he can, being quote disgusting, to show like, this is how fat or overweight or obese people eat. And in my experience, in my opinion, I've been around a ton of obese people, including myself, including my own family who I love dearly. It's like, we don't shovel our food like that. We're not pigs at a trough, you know? And I just was like, so like, I just thought it was another element to have society look at fat people as this disgusting animal that can't control themselves, you know? And I know I'm being very sensitive to all this because of my own issues with my weight, and that I'm very, very sensitive to it. And obviously people know this, because people dislike me. The one thing I get more than anything is body shaming, fat shaming, body shaming, which is like crazy, because there's a lot of things that I've done in my past that people could like shut me down for, but they always go to like, you're fat, you're disgusting, arms are huge, fatter than, you know, pregnancy, like all this stuff like that. It's really, people just know that I'm really insecure about it. So if they want to really hurt me, that's the way to go. And guess what? It does hurt. It does hurt. So in my head, I'm always like, watch, I'll lose weight. And then what are they going to say then? You know? And look, when you lose weight, I always hear stories about that. It's like, then there's something else, and then you still feel insecure. Then you still feel like the fat person. But it's like, for once in my life, I would love to feel skinny, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen for me, because I just really have a mental block, a mental issue with regulating food and making healthier choices and not sabotaging myself, and not like, I don't know what it is. And I try not to harp on it. I try not to think about it that often, to be honest. You know, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just go outside and exercise. And I do. You know, I walk every single day for an hour a day. I always do. I'm getting older. Obviously, I'm postpartum, 6 months postpartum, actually. And you know, I try not to just, I not to try not to dwell. It's like, okay, if this is what I'm hungry for, I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna try and make a healthier decision at lunch. Maybe I'm starting to, I'll start to have a salad instead of pasta, less cheeses, and I feel like we do a pretty good job of that, doing more protein at night and more of this. And I don't think about it as like dieting or not having what I want. But then I see these clips and I see this movie and you can't ignore it, right? It's everywhere. And I'm just like, what is the point of this movie? And like I said, I read the comments of the TikToks to kind of see what it's about. Like if it's worth it, everything is just like, this is just a really sad movie. It made me cry. But everyone else is saying it's so good. It obviously won an Academy Award for Brendan Fraser. And I'm just like, okay, but where's the good part? Where's the good part of this? Because if you're just depicting an addict, then you're depicting it horribly and you're making it look so disgusting, where it's like the same way you wouldn't frame a drug addict this way, like they have a problem. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on this. It's been something that's been like weighing on me this whole week, because obviously like with the Academy Awards and stuff like that, I'm just like, wow. And I keep seeing it on my TikTok and it's just like hitting me over the head with it. And I'm just like, oh, it's just, oh, anyways, if you are a big fan or you really feel strongly that The Whale is doing something positive, if it's promoting a good story, if it's inspiring in some way, please let me know that I'm wrong. As I said, I didn't even see it. I can't stomach just the clips that I've seen. I really do like to see all the movies nominated, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and obviously Elvis and Avatar and Top Gun. Like I love to see these movies. But there's something about this one, and I don't know, it really hurts, and it's really affected me in a really negative way. And I guess just triggering, just hearing those words like you're disgusting and for being fat. And I don't know, is it necessary? Am I wrong? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, especially anyone else who's fat. And I use the term fat so loosely because I don't want it to have the power that it has had over my life, and I'm sure a lot of other people's lives. At the end of the day, it is just an adjective. It is just extra skin on your body. You know what I mean? It's just, it shouldn't be used to hurt, but it'll always be used to hurt. But if you are overweight or struggles with weight in any capacity or any sort of eating disorder, whether you're fat, thin, mid-size, normal, whatever you want to call it, like I would love to know your thoughts on this situation, how you function. And I'm not looking for weight loss tips. I'm not looking for motivation right now. This is a journey that I'm really, I'm very spiritual, and meditation has helped me through so much, including I really feel like having control of my mental illness and, manifesting a great life. So I'm always just like, what is the block that's blocking me from at least being a little healthier, at least, getting under 200 pounds. Like, I don't know what that block is, and I'm working on myself. But I'm telling you, giving me your weight loss tips or giving me a fad diet or shaming me does not help in any way. If I wanted help, I would reach out for it 100%. And I have been like that in the past, but I'm not there now. I'm really trying to do like inner work first to try and figure out this blockage that I'm like sabotaging myself with my weight loss goals. But that's it, guys. Sorry this video was a little bit of a downer, but it's just been on my mind, and I just wanted to talk about it because it just is I don't know, it's just something I want to talk about. I actually have a therapy appointment via Zoom this afternoon, so I'm actually going to have a little discussion about it because I don't know why this is like triggering me so much. Like, it's crazy, actually. All right, guys. Have a great day, and I love you, and yeah. What do you think of the Academy Awards? I was happy for Brendan to win the award. I was happy. Like I said, I hadn't really seen clips of the movie up to that point. So I know personally he's had struggles with Hollywood and stuff like that. So it was cool to kind of see his comeback. Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like, I was really excited to see all of them win. RRR went for Best Song, I believe, which their performance was so amazing. You guys know Bollywood has my heart. I want to make a Bollywood film more than anything. It looks, oh God, it looks so much fun. They look like they're having so much fun doing it. Rihanna looked beautiful. Lady Gaga sang beautifully. Like it felt like a very positive award show overall. I really, really did love Elvis. You guys know I love Elvis. It was interesting they didn't win any awards. And not even just Austin Butler, who I loved as Elvis. You guys know I'm biased of Elvis. If you type in Trisha Paytas Elvis, you guys know I've loved Elvis since I started YouTube. Like literally there's an Elvis haul from like 2011, I think, on this channel. I really, really love Elvis. I really love Baz Luhrmann movies, and he wins the Oscars. So I was a little shocked it didn't win anything like sound or song or costumes or something, but it was interesting. I don't know. I thought maybe it was like more political, maybe because Elvis has been canceled for being problematic, and I understand. I'm not defending him, obviously. You know, he met Priscilla when she was 14 years old. Like, it kind of glazed over it. I get it. So maybe it's like a political thing where they don't want to glorify Elvis or, you know, make him be the victim. But I get it. I don't know. It feels a little more political, and maybe the Oscar for Brendan Fraser too maybe was more like giving him his flowers, as was like Jamie Lee Curtis, because I know a lot of people were upset about that category, but Jamie Lee Curtis is a great actress too. I don't know, everyone's great, and Brendan is great, so I'm not saying he didn't. And honestly, like, I guess if you're giving it to Best Actor, seeing those clips and seeing him like kind of break down, I mean, he is a good actor, because it definitely made me feel some type of way as if he was this person who's not mobile, who, you know. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't blame any of the actors in it at all. I'm just not sure why the movie was made, what purpose it's trying to serve, or if it's just supposed to be a movie that makes you feel bad and not want to eat. Because I see tweets that are like, well, it's making you not want to eat popcorn at the movies. And like, yeah, got my skinny vanilla latte back there because of it. But award season's over. We watched the Oscars. We watched it. We're like, okay, let's see if there's anything. Yeah, that's it. All right, guys. I love you. And yeah, shout out to Skims, and I have aloe sweatpants on today for making plus size outfits. I do feel good. Target too. You get the Target's very plus size friendly. And the fact that we don't have to wear muumuus. Yeah. And I love you guys. Stay golden. I don't know. Okay, bye guys.